トムさん、
こんにちは。
こんにちは。元気ですか？
こんにちは。元気ですよ。おかげさまで。
いいですね。今日は仕事ですか？
はい。
ね。ラーリーさん、こんにちは。
こんにちは。
元気ですか？
元気ですよ。
素晴らし
おかげさまで。
い。いいですね。
はい。
えっと、じゃあ、ポッドキャストをしましょ
はい。
う。じゃあ、ラーリーさんからいきますか？
え
はい。
where do you want me to send it?
Oh, send what?
The video.
Oh, you recorded it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. You can just send me the link.
Oh, do you just want me to say it?
Oh, yeah, I want you to just say it. Yeah.
I thought we were recording. Okay. I
Well,
recorded.
this is always recorded, right?
I know the classes, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although that actually reminds me that of something that this Japanese lady was saying. Uh, like uh, she listens to a lot of podcasts, and and I've recorded only 3 videos on my channel, YouTube channel. One of like 2 of them are actually shorts, so I just recorded on my phone, right? But I'm really like picky about lighting and how it's so I have to do a lot of prep and then I edit it a lot.
Ah,
So it's a lot of work for me. So she said, why don't I just record my classes and then post them online? So I have thought about it, but of course, you know, uh, like my students, needs to be, need to be okay with
Okay
it,
with
right?
it.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, well, and then she said, what about just audio? I was like, well, sharing the Google Notes is pretty important, right? Because I can just speak and I expect the people to understand the vocabulary and the grammar and all the stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, that would be tough. I think, yeah, that'd be tough.
Yeah. It
You have a professional standard you want to live up to, and if you do a recording that you're putting out on your channel, so you feel like you need to put the work in to make it
I mean,
good.
yeah, like posting the Zoom classes, I'm fine with it because that's the quality, right? It's just like I'm okay with it. I'll be okay with it if I just share a screen or something like that. But as like if you guys are not okay with it, then that's not okay with me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just thinking, listening to me sound out words probably isn't going to help anybody.
well, that's not really. Well, it's just that like it helps everyone if everyone sees it, right? And it's just a matter of like you guys make mistakes, and then you might be self-conscious about your pronunciation or whatever. So it's like really vulnerable place for you guys.
If I knew, if I came into class and knowing that the class that I was about to take was going to be put online for everyone to see, I might not be as willing to ask really simple questions, or questions that might seem like, I don't know, dumb for a lack of better words, or like maybe like really beginner questions that I should know better. But I might be a little more hesitant.
Yeah.
Yeah, because once you get comfortable with the people you're in the class with, you feel like, I mean, I could, you feel more, it makes learning easier. You feel more open. So yeah.
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 I don't know.
Like if it's more like prepared type of class, one idea I thought about is, you know, like do your podcast. We can just focus on the podcast only, and then you just do that, and then I just give some pointers. That might be much better than regular class emotionally for you guys. As you know,
I
we talk
stress
about
much more with these podcasts than anything else. Reciting the podcast,
exactly. Just focus on that only.
it's very stressful for me.
Oh.
It's already a lesson is stressful anyway because there's a lot of brain power that goes into it.
Yeah.
But at this point, doing the podcast is one of the harder things for me.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
I know it's good, but it's yeah. I'd sign any disclaimer. I'm fine. I don't really care. But I can see where it could put a damper on things.
Yeah.
Especially if we get off topic.
Which definitely happens.
Yeah. So that's why, I have like colossal of recordings from our, all of my classes. So a lot of it is gold,
Yeah.
So I have wondered like how I could share, and some things I cannot prepare just by myself at all. Yeah, I need people's questions and whatnot. That's how I've improved a lot of my notes too. Which reminds me, I just edited the book and put out the second edition on Amazon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I've opened an Etsy shop as well.
Oh, nice.
So the digital version is now available. Yeah.
JFD2?
JFD, no, not JFD1, but second edition.
Okay.
We
okay.
wish. We wish.
Yeah. Yeah, JFD2 has been pretty challenging. Yeah.
Digital version, that's good.
Yeah. On Amazon, though, it says that it's the changes haven't been updated, even though I see the changes are already there. It might be just the description that I've changed, like yesterday, that hasn't been live yet. I'm not really sure.
On Amazon, is it a print on demand?
Yes, it is. But the reason why I brought that up is, one of the things that I edited a lot is how to say too much. I didn't know, like, making an affirmative sentence is one thing, but negative sentence, sometimes things change. For example, saying not really into it is not the same as really not into it, right? So in Japanese, it's different. And too much, how to say too much is the same, like one of those things. And so if I said, チョコレートを食べ過ぎましたよ. I ate too much chocolate. If I turn it into a negative sentence, チョコレートを食べ過ぎませんでしたよ. It does not mean I didn't eat too much chocolate. It means I didn't overeat chocolate. So I didn't know that until someone in my lesson said, made a negative sentence. And I was like, well, that's not what it means. And I was like, well, it's not in the book, So I changed that, and certain things that can be done kind of easily. For example, I had too much work this week, so I didn't do the homework. I couldn't do the homework or something like that. So having too much, that's an affirmative. So actually that's easy. But if we say if you want to say something like, I had too little time this week, so I couldn't do the homework.
Mm.
So too little, it's actually different.
You don't use sugiru?
Skill is used, but
Su-
in the stem that goes in front of the skill needs to be negative.
Mm.
So having too much work. How do you know how to say I had too much work this week? Okay, start with you have work.
仕事がある。
Yeah. Okay, now must form.
仕事があります。
仕事があります. Good. How do you say you have too much work?
仕事がありすぎる?
Exactly. 仕事がありすぎる. So if you want to say you had too much work this week.
仕事がありすぎた。
Yeah. So okay. And then what about the must form?
仕事がありすぎました。
Exactly. 仕事がありすぎました. Good. Now, how do you say you don't have work in the plain form?
仕事がない?
そうです。仕事がない.
ない。
Exactly. Now, that's what you use when you say you have too little time. Okay, maybe we can change it to just to start with. We can do you don't have time instead of you don't have work. Remember word for time?
時間?
時間です。はい。
時間がない。
時間がない。時間がない means you don't have time. Good. So if you want to say you had too little time, change the nai to nasa. That is the stem that gets attached to
なさすぎます。
nasa sugimasu. 時間がなさすぎました means you had too little time.
時間がなさすぎました。
Exactly. So sugimasu means to exceed or to pass. So nai doesn't exist, right? The negative of aru is nai, so doesn't exist. So it just didn't exist, like exceedingly didn't exist, kind of thing. And so that's aru turning into nasa sugiru, right? And aru has a sister word. So aru means there is, imasu, so iru, right? So if you have too few people or something like that, it changes to inasa. すぎます。
人がいなさすぎます。
Yep. So that's what happened to our Rowdy-san. You guys had too few people, so you had to work all the time.
はい。
Yeah. So I added a little note in the chapter. And yeah, so with that, and also another thing was that, like, whenever we say, I got here too early. Let's start with, I got here early.
Early.
Early. Tom-san.
Early.
早い?
Hayai is an adjective. So it needs to be an adverb.
Hayaku.
Hayaku. Yes, exactly.
早く。早く。えっと、えーも What's the sentence again?
I got here too. Sorry, I got here early.
I got here early.
Yeah.
Kokoni wa hayaku desu.
What's
That's
the
not
verb?
right.
This, it might be much easier if you looked at the diagram.
What
So
diagram?
any of them would actually work, but the 12, table 12 would be good.
Oh,
Yeah.
good old 12.
Exactly. So I got here early. What's the first box to fill?
Watashi wa
Yeah, sure. Okay. And then
where?
where?
Kokoni?
Koko ni, exactly. So it's not koko ni wa,
Mm.
right? Koko ni, and then what's the next question? That was where.
Oh,
Is there with whom or whom? What's the next box?
Adverb?
Yeah. How, right? You got here.
Yaku?
Hayaku. Okay. And then next question.
verbs then.
Verb. Exactly. Action. What did you do?
Yaku
Oh,
got here.
Got here. Yeah, exactly.
Kimashita.
Kimashita. Exactly. You came early.
早く来ました。
Yes. So 早く、ここに早く来ました means I got here early. Although you don't have to say ここに in Japanese. Because 来ました means came.
Yeah,
So-
it's implied, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, if you want to change it to I got here too early. How would you do that?
hayaku kisugiru? Sugimashita?
早く来すぎました. Exactly. So exceeded gets attached to the verb, not the adverb. In English, we describe too much with early, but in Japanese, you attach it exceedingly to the verb. Yeah. So if you want to say something like, my coworker speaks too fast,
Mm.
the idea is the same.
Hayaku hanasugita?
早く, and then what? Pachana.
Hanasugita?
What comes in front of すぎる?
Stem?
Stem, yes. Not the dictionary form.
Hanasugita.
What's the stem of the verb to speak?
Nashi?
Hanashi, exactly. The must form, right?
話しすぎた。
Hanashisugi would be he spoke too fast.
Oh, okay. Speaks too fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
話しすぎる。
Hanashisugiru, exactly. Yeah. So once again, the adverb is just not touched, just the verb only.
Okay.
And that's not very intuitive when you first learn this. I mean, I can't really see how people can just figure that out. With that example sentences, and so I added explanation for that too.
Nice.
Yeah, so it has that whole page has better example sentences and explanations. Yeah, I think it has only one note on the page on the version that you guys have. Yeah, that's the second page of chapter 10. The one after talking about adverbs.
There's no negative.
There's no negative. Yeah, it's all
positive.
Too positive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just one note, I think.
I don't see any notes.
Any note, no note. Okay. But
One
now
page.
there are
But there are
Tomさん何ページですか？
73ページです。
73ページですか？
はい。
はい。Yeah, no notes ですね。Yeah. So, but now there are 3 notes on that page.
I have a note written in by hand. Didn't exceed. Sugima-san.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if
That's
I
all it
don't
says.
trust any of my notes.
Okay. All right. Let's not trust your notes at the moment.
I'll look at the new the updates
Yeah.
since I downloaded a PDF last night.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's so cool.
I wrote a review too.
I saw it and I actually replied to it.
Oh, I haven't seen that. It was late at night.
I see. Yeah.
Where did you get the PDF at?
Etsy.
Yesterday.
Etsy. Okay.
Oh, Etsy. Yeah. Yeah, actually, let me just send it to you too.
Yeah, please.
Etsy is much easier. I mean, I can see why. It's just like uploading the PDF. So
I like having physical books too, though.
oh yeah, I totally would have it too.
Yeah.
Especially for something like this. PDF is like, it's really convenient when you're traveling. Yeah. Several of my students traveled to Japan and they wanted to speak it. And they sometimes wanted to review what they were forgetting. But they have to, bring this, like, travel with this huge book, Yeah, I was like, I wasn't too keen on the idea, but
Sure.
Amazon is not very flexible with that. Ebook is not the same as PDF files, which I didn't know. So,
and there are different formats of ebooks.
yeah, I just texted the Etsy store, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So there, I have 2 products right now. Textbook, that's the whole book, and the grammar diagrams, just separate. Yeah. So
Nice.
yeah. And yeah, so my point was that those things like about too much and that kind of stuff, there was no way I could have just come up with it or like remembered everything. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I think yeah, I think that's why a lot of people have easier time like understanding the language with my books because it's just a compilation of people's questions. Coming from mostly like predominantly from American English speakers. Yeah. So what's really confusing is often very common, with a lot of people.
Yeah, I think if you were to make like an edit, like if you took classes and you took certain parts out and use them to show examples or something, I would probably be okay with that, more comfortable with that. But if it was every class I knew was going to be put up for the world to see, I might be a little more.
Yeah.
So I think, but I wouldn't mind being part of something, but yeah.
Maybe like, if it's a little bit more organized.
Yeah, like if in class someone brings up a point, like you were just explaining, you were able to take that out and then maybe put it in an episode where you were explain, like you were saying, you edit it and you make it more of a cohesive piece. I think I would be okay with that for sure. But yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you can index your classes that you've done by the like you search for different topics over time. And you could, but that's a big project, going back and finding clips from different classes.
What I can do is like just focus on what we actually try to do
going forward.
Like we try to do like, okay, let's do this today. Like for example, how does it have to? And then we kind of we don't sometimes stick with it because people ask different questions. But then if we were to record, I can just say, okay, that's not for today kind of thing. And then you really stick with just saying have to. That might be good because a lot of people online, they try to study, okay, now how do I say have to? This is gonna come up on in JLPT 4 or 3 or something like that. People just do a search for those specific things, right? So that might be okay. And then I can do like example sentences and ask people, some of you to come up with certain sentences or something like that. Or another thing that I can do is like just show me only. It might be actually better. Unless you guys want to. Like you can just turn off the videos. And then so I record the Zoom class while I share screen, Google Notes, and then I ask you guys questions or something like that. Because if I were to just do that all by myself, it's hard to talk to the camera with no feedback. That's when I have to really prepare.
Right.
But yeah.
When the shorts you've done on the screen, you've had sentences or examples.
Just
you've gone
really
back and edited
short expressions. The one thing that I remember is difference between "そうですか?" and "そうですか?" Two completely different sentences with the same words. Oh, is that right? I see. So, and the other one I can't remember what that was. But
I think short explanations are good, though. I think.
Shorts definitely has their place because it will be in 1 minute. 1 minute video.
These recordings, you can edit them? You can take clips?
Which
The ones
recordings?
you're doing of our classes or Zoom classes?
Oh, I can. Yeah. I would have to download them from YouTube and then edit,
Then modify.
which is probably about.
I'd imagine, yeah.
Yeah, because each recording is 1 hour long, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have to watch everything,
Yeah.
check all the content, right?
Yeah, that's a
So-
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's so much better if we just, if I come up with a plan and then, have you guys join.
I
Yeah.
comb my hair.
Sure. And if we do that, I can invite other people as well. Like here on this day at this time,
Mm.
I'm gonna have this specific class focus on just to have to.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah. Then you can ask, all your questions,
And you can
Uh,
edit them out as you need to.
I'm not sure. Because, like you said, Patrick, everyone's afraid of asking the stupid questions. But, what you don't know is what you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
Yeah. And for some other people, like what you should know is a stupid question, but there are plenty of other people who have no idea
Mhm.
that, that they all have the same stupid questions sometimes. And
Mhm.
some other people, they haven't even thought about it yet.
Yeah.
So, that's why the questions are super, super important. I value questions a lot. So, and so many people don't even know where to go. These days, they are Reddit and then they can ask questions, which is good, but it's not the same as
For sure.
YouTube, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's an idea. We can, maybe do that. Have sort of special like YouTube class kind of. Yeah.
Mm.
And if I do that, then I can even invite other advanced speakers too, and that would make sense, just for a special YouTube class, YouTube live class.
Mm.
Yeah. Because a lot of people, when it comes to like, for example, like especially saying have to, a lot of people study from the book and then they use an expression that no one uses. So, 勉強しないといけないです means I have to study. But if they learn from textbooks, they say 勉強しなければなりません. No one says it. Way too formal. So even those advanced speakers, they might actually, I've met a lot of people, advanced speakers, who actually say しなければなりません. I don't correct them unless they ask me. And but then if they speak, if they keep using that, it's not going to sound natural. Yeah. So that's why I think like mixing all different levels is would be a good idea for specific recording purposes. Yeah. And so like going back to like a negative sentence, some people know how to say have to, but they might not know don't have to. So ideas. Okay, so how about we do podcast?
OK。
じゃあ、ラーリーさんからお願いします。
はい。えっと、皆さん、こんにちは。今日、私の仕事について話したいと思います。はい。テキサスのオースティンのムーンタワースルーンっていうバーで働いています。最初、働き始めたときは、バーテンダーとして働いていました。えっと、でも、人をまとめるのが、結構得意なので、マネージャーになったんですよ。えっと、でも、仕事があまりにも、忙しくなりすぎて、えっと、仕事が、うん、もう一回言います。
はいはい。
でも、仕事があまりのにも忙しくなりすぎて、マネージャーとして働くのが、うん、嫌になっちゃったんですよ。だから、今はもうマネージャーとして働いているんじゃなくて、バーテンダーとして、またバーテンダーとして働いています。ここまで。
素晴らしいです
ここまでです。
ね。素晴らしい。
ありがとう。
Yeah, I can tell that you've worked a lot on this. Yeah,
I
really,
recorded
really good.
myself so many times.
Right, that's the whole point. That's the whole
So
point.
many times, yeah.
And then, like after you record it, and you watch it yourself, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, okay, it has to be deleted from the face of the
Yeah.
earth,
No one
right?
can see this. Yeah.
No one's allowed to see this, right? And then you record it over and over, and then you
Yep.
remember. You can
Yeah,
really,
yeah. And the
yeah,
one that I'm like willing to share, that I was finally like, all right, is the one that I was like, it's good enough. It wasn't perfect. It was just,
exactly,
that's good
exactly.
enough.
Yeah,
Because I would go through, oh my gosh, I recorded like, I mean, I've recorded so many one night, and then I had like 3 that I was like, cool, I'm cool with those. I'm gonna wake up the next day, and then I'm gonna pick one. And I woke up, and the intro was completely wrong on every single one. I said it completely wrong, and I was like, oh my god, I have to start again. So
yeah,
it was fun. I had a lot of fun doing it,
that's
and
great.
it was definitely a just repetition on steroids. It was
Yeah,
yeah. Putting the camera on,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and
But
you
yeah,
can't. Yeah,
I'll share it with you. It's on my YouTube, so
yeah, yeah. That's something that you cannot do by yourself without uh by yourself or even with a teacher. You have to watch yourself objectively.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that
There's some,
that really speeds up the process.
yeah, there's something about it. I mean, I know a lot of comedians will say like, even when you do terrible on stage, if it's recorded, you should go back and watch yourself do
Oh yeah,
terrible, even though it's really hard to do because then
it is.
you recognize your timing was off or whatever was wrong. You really focus on it because you're just sitting there observing it now. So you're
Yeah,
right. You're absolutely right. Recording it was very helpful.
yeah. It all comes down to specificity. Like
Mm,
if you don't like it, you have to know what you don't like it,
yeah.
what you don't like.
Mhm.
Yeah, like if you know it's bad, like you have to know what is bad, what's
Yeah.
not acceptable to you.
Right. And I
Yeah,
think it's like a superhuman thing to when you're watching yourself focus on flaws. So you're really paying attention to
Yeah.
just how wrong you are. Because, I mean, last time I was in 2 weeks ago when we were in class, like, we were focusing on stressing like certain parts of the words and where I was, and the whole time I was like, that stress was wrong. That stress was wrong. I forgot to stress this or whatever. So it really I had to figure out the groove and all that and then all of it together at once. Come on now. Whew.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah. So that's why once you guys are able to say it pretty well, like you feel pretty natural. You know that it's not perfect yet, but you don't have to struggle. You don't feel like you're not struggling anymore.
Struggling to remember. Yeah.
Right. I feel like that's the point. I feel like, it might be a good idea to, have it as a YouTube class and specifically just focus on the pronunciation. Yeah. Because a lot of people struggle with pronunciation. A lot of them don't even know. They have no clue how they speak. They only know when they try to speak to Japanese natives, they didn't understand like what they're saying or something like that. And then they ask, like, how do I improve my pronunciation or whatever, something like that. So that's an idea, if or when you guys feel, comfortable with that idea, it might be a cool thing to do. Yeah. It won't be soon, I guess, because you guys are just getting started now, right? So it takes some time, and after a while, you might actually feel more normal, about just reciting it, Yeah.
That'll be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So every time you have to perform, like when you come to the meetup and it just, you recite the whole thing, you feel different than when you're doing this in class. And you feel different when you record yourself on the video. So like really add different types of emotional pressures. And then that's how you can really start to smooth out and then make it more better.
そうですね。
ね。じゃあ、パムさん、お願いします。
はい。皆さん、こんにちは。今日はちょっと私のことについて話したいと思います。テキサスのオースティンに住んでいます。NXP っていう会社でテクニカルライターとして働いています。仕事に行く途中、翌渋滞に巻き込まれます。でも、日本語の車、もう一回言います。でも、車で日本語のポッドキャスト時間が増えるからいいです。わからないことが多いけど、もっとわかるように頑張っています。わかるときはすごく嬉しいので、聞くのが好きです。日本語、もう一回言います。日本語の勉強している 理由は、息子が日本で結婚していて、義理の娘は、すいません。義理の娘が日本人なので、に、日本語の話せるようになりたいからです。ここまでです。
はい、ありがとうございます。素晴らしい。Okay, it was a little bit rough around the edges today. Uh, but definitely coming along still. Yeah. The last sentence was still a little not very solid.
はい。
Yeah.
はい。 I was just getting to remember it. I'm like,
yeah. And
yeah, I need to work on the pronunciation more.
yeah, and some words were left out.
Oh,
And yeah, so I just want to ask you one more time, how do you say this sentence? But that's okay because I have more time to listen to Japanese podcasts in my car.
でも、車で日本語のポッドキャストを時間が増えるからいいです。
But that's okay because I have more time to listen.
うん。ああ、はいはいはい。でも、車で日本語のポッドキャストを聞く時間が増えるからいいです。
そうですね。素晴らしい。
聞く。
そうです。Good. Good, good, good. I'm wondering, like, how much did you guys understand of like each other's podcast?
I feel like I could do a pretty good job of guessing what she was saying.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Okay, so now I want you guys to do it again. And if you can kind of like summarize or like just translate, it might be a lot to remember. So you don't have to translate the whole thing or summarize it perfectly or anything. But I want to ask you guys, how much did you understand? So let's have Patrick-san do his, and maybe we can ask Pam-san.
うん。
Yeah,
OK。
yeah.
はい。
お願いします。
皆さん、こんにちは。今日、私の仕事について話したいと思います。テキサスのオースティンのムーンタワーサルンっていうバーで働いています。最初、働き始めたときは、バーテンダーとして働いていました。でも、人をまとめるのが結構得意なので、マネージャーになったんですよ。でも、仕事があまりにも、忙しくなりすぎて、マネージャーとして 働くのが、嫌になっちゃったんですよ。だから、今は、もう、マネージャーとして働いているんじゃなくて、また、バーテンダーとして働いています。働いています。ここまで。
素晴らしい。ありが
ありがとう。
とうございます。はい。
はい。
パムさん、どうですか？
英語で
はい。
uh, Patrick works in Austin, Texas at Moon Tower Saloon. Uh, as a he works as a bartender. Uh, something about he had been a manager, uh, but it got busy. Um, now he works as bartender. Skipping a lot.
No, 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 no. It's good. It's good. Um, did you catch any of uh like what happened after he worked as a manager and it switched into working as a bartender? Did you catch any of that? I'm asking just because in case you heard it, but you might have forgot to.
I just isogashku, like
Uh-huh.
it was busy. That's about all.
Okay, okay, that's good. Not sure if you said that earlier. Right. So okay, that's good.
Didn't want to be a manager anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just paraphrasing. I
Oh yeah,
don't
that's fine. That's fine.
understand.
Yeah. Okay. All right, that's good. Uh, I'm just doing this because when you know that you're gonna have to paraphrase it later,
Yeah.
you're gonna
You gotta,
listen more, right? You're
yeah.
gonna pay attention more. So that's the whole reason. Okay. じゃあ、パムさん、お願いします。
Oh
はい。
boy.
Hey, 皆さん、こんにちは。今日はちょっと私のことについて話したいと思います。テキサスのオースティンに住んでいます。NXP っていう会社でテクニカルライターとして働いています。仕事に行く途中、よく渋滞に巻き込まれます。でも、車で日本語のポッドキャストを聞く時間が増えるからいいです。わからないことが多い。もっとわかるように頑張っています。わかるときはすごく嬉しいので、聞くのが好きです。日本語の勉強をしている理由は、息子が日本で結婚していて、義理の娘が日本人なので、日本語の 話せるようになりたいからです。ここまでです。
ありがとうございます。いや、ライリーさん、どうですか？
はい。
頑張っています。
頑張る。Okay. I want to tell you what she wants to talk about. I can't remember, but
It doesn't
she
have to
lives
be
in-
in like a particular order or anything. You can just like,
okay.
yeah,
She lives in
bits and
Austin,
pieces.
Texas. She is a technical writer at a company called NXP. There's traffic on her way to work, but that's okay because she listens to podcasts, Japanese podcasts. I think she said something like, I don't understand often, but I try my best. And I like it when I do understand.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then her son lives in Japan. This one's tough.
Yeah.
I know it's about her son living in Japan
Uh-huh.
and her wanting to become not fluent or maybe better at Japanese because she wants to speak to her family.
素晴らしいです。
Yeah, that's my best. That's my best
Really good.
interpretation.
Wow. That's really good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Swinging, dude. Yeah. Hearing it twice though was good because the first time I followed and I was like, okay, I think I got a good bit of that, and then I heard it again, and then I was like, it helped me like really be able to pick out
Yeah.
what it
Yeah.
was.
You know, it's actually an amazing sign that you guys actually, you probably understand more than you might think at this point. If you were to go to Japan now,
Ooh.
I think you guys understand more than you might think.
It might
It's
take me a minute to, yeah, but I think
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, because now you are starting to speak, you know, this, like, it's been just a short while that you guys started to do your own recital, right? But once you do that, it's a completely different level. So, but yeah, that was really good. Okay. For Pam-san, I want you to review the last 3 sentences. That's your homework.
すいません、仕事がある。
そうですね。じゃあ今日はここまでですね。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
じゃあまた来週。
Yeah. The homework is just, I want you to work on it again.
はい。
And then watch your video from this class today. Yeah. And you might see some things about pronunciation or what you might miss or something.
The words I'm dropping.
Yeah.
じゃあ、ありがとうございました。
はい。